Time now for sid-six-zero. This is where I get 60 seconds to talk with my mouth. Do you love your job? Do you love the location of your job? Great. But what if I told you that in order to keep said job for the good of the company, you had to take an 88% pay cut? 88%. Would you do it? Most people wouldn't. But Leafs defenseman Mark Giordano isn't most people. Now, he's made a lot of money in his career, so he can definitely afford to take that type of haircut, pun not intended. But that's not the point. Mark has a Norris Trophy in his cabinet given annually to the NHL's best defenseman. He could have gotten easily $2 to $3 million on the open NHL market this summer. But no, he was born in Toronto, and he wanted to be a member of the Leafs. On top of that, he slashed his salary from $6.7 million to $800,000. GM Kyle Dubas appreciated the gesture. Mark Giordano's 38. He loves his job, loves the location, and is unselfish to a fault. I'll take that guy on my team any day of the week. Any day of the week. Like our next guest, Sam Consentino of Sportsnet. Sammy, good morning. Appreciate you. I've seen hometown discounts before, so have you. I'm still processing this one. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts were, this is like sid-six-zero moving from Sportsnet to Breakfast TV. He had to take a massive pay cut to do it, but he still did it. He did it for the good of the team. So You know what? Good on you.
Been appreciated.
That $6.8 million that you were making before is a little bit less now, but you're still doing okay. Your dress is good. You're looking good.
I don't think the details are important in my situation, but I appreciate you, Sam. I appreciate you, Sam. 38 years old, Giordano. Listen, I based on what we saw, 20-ish games with the Leafs after the deal with Seattle, he's got something left in the tank too, right?
Yeah, no question. So you look at a guy who's made roughly $60 million in his career. So he wants to play at home, get back home with his family. That's awesome. But I think when I look at the totality of it, I think about the Leafs back end now. You've got guys like Brody back there, Muzzin, Riley really coming into his own. You add Giordano. If you get Labushkin signed, that's great. But if not, you've got Liljegren and Sandin who are dragging up the back end. And some of those guys at controllable salary. So now the situation is, hey, you're set on the back end. Maybe you can add one more piece there, but you don't necessarily have to, and you're doing it within the confines of the cap. Now you got to start to look after some of the forward pieces in terms of your unrestricted free agents, your restricted free agents, and maybe adding some pieces there as well. So it's nice to have that piece out of the way for Kyle Dubas.
Sammy, we've got 30 seconds. With this newfound money, if you're Kyle Dubas, what's the priority here?
I think you're looking for a guy who can play in your top nine, who brings a little size and a little physicality. And they have that guy in Matthew Nyes, I believe, but he didn't want to sign. He wanted to go back to college. So if they can find that guy somewhere in the open market, which is difficult because typically those teams that have those type of guys, they want to keep them. But who knows? There's a little bit of draft capital here with a first-round pick this year, albeit a little bit later. Maybe that's something they can address with that.
Two guys that don't need haircuts. You know what I'm saying? Sam Consentino, sid-six-zero, looking strong. Appreciate you, brother.